Platypus is working as a secret agent at Auka. When they go through the portal, they have a look around. Then they saw some chairs. They sat in them and they went on this ride to find themselves in an office. The leader of the tri-state area saw they had a platypus with them. He knew right away it was Secret Agent Perry the Platypus. He said to the boys that the platypus wasn't ordinary. A platyborg came and punched Perry. Nothing happened. Then the platyborg almost punched Phineas and Ferb, but Perry didn't let him. Perry blocked the punch, and then the leader called for guards. Phineas, Ferb, and Agent P fell out of a window. Agent P pulled on a cord, and a parachute came out. Phineas, Ferb, and Agent P landed safely. They went to their house in the evil dimension. Then Phineas from the second dimension, Ferb from the second dimension went across the street to a friend's house to fix a device. They got 8 million gigawatts to open a portal backwards to Phineas and Ferb's dimension. Then they just remembered Perry was gone. They went to go save Perry, but it was a trap. Perry turned on his watch and it showed a picture of a man in a shower. The leader let go of the leash and they escaped. But the guards caught Phineas, Ferb, and Agent P. The leader sent them to their doom. They escaped out of that too. When they got to their dimension, it was full of robots. Will they save Danville? Find out in Phineas and Ferb across the second dimension. I recommend this book to people who like action and adventure books because they go to a lot of different places and they battle robots and a monster. I would give this book a 4.5 star rating because it could have had a little bit more detail to the story, but otherwise it was good. This recommendation was brought to you by Sophia. The Haunted Castle on All Hallows Eve by Mary Pope Osborne. This book is about Jack and Anne have an adventure at a castle. They meet the Raven King. They also have Teddy to help with the adventure at the castle. And did you know that Jack and Anne turn into a raven? I hope you get to read this book. I think you should read this book because it is fun, cool, and adventurous. The name of the book is Haunted Castle on Hallows Eve by Mary Pope Osborne. It's a pretty good book. I gave it 3 stars. It's numbered 30 out of like 70, and you can buy this book at any library. I give this book 3 stars because it has a little crazy in it, and I think it and a little, and I like to read some crazy books. This book recommendation is brought to you by Hannah.
The title of this book is Stranded. It's by Christia Trebitz and Jeff Probos. The family was supposed to get to know each other on a vacation. When a storm hits without knowing, the kids land on an island with no adults that may cause trouble. All the kids have to get along if they want to make it. Find out if they make it in the book Stranded. I recommend this book because at the end it gives a life lesson, which is get along with people or something could happen. Another reason is you never want to stop reading. And then another reason is if you like adventure, you'll love this book. I gave this book 4 stars because it gave a great description and you didn't have to stop and think. I didn't give this book 5 stars because sometimes you couldn't understand what had happened. This is brought to you by Sarah.
Diary of a Kid, Dog Days by Jeff Kinney. The summary of Diary of a Kid is a family, Greg, Roger, Manny, and their parents, and Greg doesn't like Roger because he's mean to him, and they go camping, and Greg's dad gets mad at him for doing bad things, and Greg's dad wants him to be good at camping, and Greg tries to impress his dad, and summer they're doing a lot of things. I recommend this book because it's funny and it has good word choice, and the book wants me to read more because it's exciting, and you should read this because it'll stick to you. I gave this book 5 stars because it's descriptive words and it's funny and makes me want to read more because it's exciting. Bye, Joey.
This is Deep Trouble by R.L. Stein. It's about a boy's uncle that is searching through the ocean for a mermaid because the zoo will give him $1 million if he gives them one. Will he find one? And if he does, would he keep it or sell it? Find out in Deep Trouble. If you like adventure and fiction, then I recommend Deep Trouble. I rate this book a 5 out of 5 stars because it taught you a lesson not to break the rules and it has very good word choice. This is brought to you by Nori.
This is the book Dolphins at Daybreak by Mary Pope Osborne. In this book, Jack and Annie are set on a quest on a beach. And Jack and Annie find a sub on the shore and went inside the sub. And when they got inside the sub, Annie pressed a button that made the sub go down in the water. When they were in the water, they saw a reef with a lot of fish. They stayed for a while, then a scream came up and said there was something happened to the sub, so they went up to shore, but a octopus came with its arms and squeezed the sub till it cracked in half. This book recommendation is brought to you by Seth. I would rate this book 5 stars because sometimes there is a lot of mystery about Jack and Annie and how descriptive the story was. This book recommendation is brought to you by Seth.
Diary of a Kid, Cabin Fever by Jeff Kinney. The Diary of a Kid, Cabin Fever is about a doll following Greg everywhere in his house, and the doll wakes up Greg in the middle of the night, and the doll sometimes sleeps with Greg, and Greg do not know, and Greg always act mean to Rally. Find out more in the Diary of a Kid, Cabin Fever. I want people to read this because it is a very funny book and interesting pictures to look at, and I want people to read it because it's describing in the book. I rated 5 stars because it had funny jokes and exciting pictures in the book, and it had a lot of details in the book. Brought to you by Keith.
I'm doing Diary of a Kid, Cabin Fever. During the winter, the Heffleys get locked in the house from a big blizzard. After a while, Greg's mom glasses get broken, then run out of food, then they have no electricity. Then his basement gets flooded. And when they went in the man's room to check on him, there was electricity and warmness and everything in there. And all the food was in there too. So when Greg goes downstairs from his mom to check on the box that controls the power in the house, only Manny's room has power, but when he flips the switch, the house has power. After all that, his dad came home and gave them burgers. But does he escape the chaos of other things? Find out in Diary of a Kid, Cabin Fever. I recommend because a lot of people like Diary of a Kid, and it's funny, It's funny, it's a good book, and it's entertaining to read. I rated this book 5 stars because it was funny, exciting, and was just a good book. Brought to you by Matthew.